Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Aged Out Reacts with the two hosts of the Aged Out podcast, Mike Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
And we're back with yet again more WGI 2023 percussion coverage for this season. We're doing Music City Mystique. You know, we've done Pulse, RCC. We just posted an X-Lot video like yesterday that a friend of ours got us from their warm-up, so check that out if you haven't. But we're doing Mystique now. We wanted to do it. We didn't know how long it would be before we got our next solid video from them, and this is a really solid video, good view of what the battery's doing from about 6 days ago, something like that. So we wanted to knock this out and get it out there, get some opinions out there, and expose it a little bit. I kind of like what they're doing, honestly. Even as a Rhythm X alum,
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Check out the podcast on all podcast services. Like the video, comment. Let us know what you think. Are we dumb? Are we smart? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Put it all in the YouTube comment section. Hit the join button if you want to support us for 99 cents a month. It goes towards travel expenses to go to shows. We're going to finals this year. Might be going to the Dayton Regional too, but we'll figure that out later. Driving up for a day. And then Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. All right, I'm ready. You good?
Let's do it.
All right, jump right in here. This is where that sound effect's going on, right?
Yeah, so pause real quick. So the show Plastique, this is kind of like a really cool arrangement way to demonstrate the show concept, I guess, with that like kind of melty vibe to it. The buzz is just like how ambiguous a buzz is and how there's not really like a for sure length to it, which is really cool. They're doing with like the syncopated like kind of dotted quarter feel, kind of a thematic way to write, and it's really cool with the sound effect. So
yeah, if you haven't seen it, there is a video of like their first show. You can see what we're talking about if you want to go find that on YouTube. It's out there. So
yeah, there's a couple show videos out.
A lot of threes and fours.
Mix back and forth between the threes and fours. I like this section, the plan.
I do too.
Crescendo, decrescendo. Mixing the meters.
I love the bass runs under all that too.
The floppies.
I'm going to rewind in that space. Good. Listen to the bass line underneath all those hand-to-hand flams, same hand flams, crescendo, decrescendo, meter change, or rhythm changes. Just pay attention to the bass line a little bit.
Ultimate control of the grace note and the primary note as it changes.
It's a very difficult skill set to maintain for that long of a period of time too. Like doing it for a few counts, fine, but they're doing it for measures at a time, which is really cool. And a good roll to finish it too.
Good attack at the high end of the space.
A lot of rhythmically
good timing from those last couple of guys on the end of that fallout.
Just a lot of really rhythmically difficult stuff going on through that whole part one phrase here. Gotta know where you're stopping.
Groovy. Yeah. A lot of good contrast, like high to low end.
I mean, they're going from
just dropping the bottom.
Yeah, they're going from real high So real low, playing really low, delicate singles in flatland, quads, and snare land, and then just throwing huge accents in between it and maintaining the relaxation in the hands to keep the sound quality and the rhythmic integrity at the low end. Like, it's good stuff. Like I said before we started, I kind of like what's going on this year so far with them. It's early. Some of the stuff sounds really good. There's ticks, but again, we're still not at the point of the season where we're gonna harp on ticks and missed attacks and stuff. But
the show definitely feels like a more Mystique vibe,
especially compared to last year, for sure.
Yeah, I know last year they did some different stuff, which was cool. I mean, I like when people take risks and take chances and mix it up. But this one definitely feels like, I don't want to say their comfort zone, but it feels like their comfort zone.
A little bit, yeah. When you see the show on the floor, we'll see what we're talking about. But in terms of a battery book, which is obviously all we're sampling here right now, it's probably one of my more likable ones to me. Like, to my taste compared to the last, 3 or 4 seasons. Like, it's just got a lot of variety, a lot of rhythmic variety, dynamic variety, just kind of, you don't really ever know what's going to happen next. Typically, they can kind of, in the past, I felt like they've gotten in a certain meter or a hand speed, and they'll just maintain that for longer periods of time throughout the battery phrases, but this doesn't seem to be that at all so far, which I like a lot, so, all right. Good bass lead in.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of metric change.
I feel like that's a theme of the whole book. I mean, what's the show called again?
I think it's called Plastique. I know when they made the show announcement, it's called they did a tagline of melt me, make me.
So that would make sense. You're melting down, you're morphing and shifting. So it makes sense they would do that rhythmic. A lot of those rhythmic morphs and back and forth and.
Yeah, time and tempo feel less square and just more round and open. So.
Yep. That was really cool too. It's more delicate phrase at a medium tempo, and they just passed the ball around a little bit, and then the quads handled some 8th note space between 1-count triplet rolls really well. So kudos on that. Same phrase.
Yeah, I like when the battery book is dynamically intriguing on its own. I mean, that just further supports what's going on as a whole ensemble.
I think this year's battery is better at this point of the season than last year's battery was for them too.
Probably fair statement. Ooh, I like that. Very digestible, tasty bass section.
Then you have the textures the quads over top of the end of the bass phrase, and the snares are kind of throughout, just kind of adding a little texture to those bass runs. Yeah.
That's one thing that they have always done really well, too, is just write segmentally to where you can give a section dense notes, but it doesn't feel heavy because it's just one section carrying the weight of the battery at a time, whether that's cymbals by themselves, bass, snares, quads by themselves. So it's a lot of ink on the page, but at the same time, less ink on the page just because you're relying on one section to do more work.
To kind of carry the weight. But I'll point out that whole bass phrase that just happened, I've said it before. I think I said it about Pulse's bass line this year. I probably said it about RCC's too. In these top 5 groups in independent world are really good about this, especially with the bass writing. When they do feature them, it's not just loud lasers up and down the drums, just crazy runs. There's space, there's slower, more open rhythms they split down the drums, and then they'll have their moments where they just throw it in your face a little bit, and you're kind of like, whoa, what was that? And it's just really cool. So you never know what to expect with the bass phrases, especially the exposed bass moments in these top groups.
Mm. Here you go. Get it? Plastic?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what kind of sticks those are. They're innovative, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, good roll out of the
Yeah.
space.
Great flam work.
Pops out of the floppies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole phrase was good.
Like start off with that double flam drag.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm assuming this is very thematic. I don't remember this from the show.
I was getting ready to say, I want to see this on the floor. I want to hear the front music with it and see what's going on.
Dude, just those subtle decrescendos in the corner or eighth notes.
Such a good bass phrase again. I kind of like this book, like a lot.
Yeah, the
It's
meter
really interesting.
is. I mean, you can tell with the dots and stuff, like
There's some mixed meter stuff going on.
phrasing and mixed meter. Yeah.
Like, I just like this part of the phrase too. Just high left flams, stylized. There's that tech always going nuts.
Dude, he's always dialed in, like energy through the roof.
Woo.
Yeah,
I love that
low
roll with
and
the
roll.
two pings at the end.
Hold on, start just back up.
Yeah,
real
yeah, I
quick.
want to hear
the beginning of that.
phrase. Yeah.
Try not to talk through it. No promises.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a good lick.
Yeah.
Just seems like it's, I don't know, like not easy, but like just in the pocket.
Yeah,
It's like fun to play.
It sounds cool, and even if it might not be the most difficult thing, and I'd want to see the sheets to really make that statement, but it seemed like there was beef to it. And honestly, like, I've been a critic of Mystique's battery books in the past, being where they have saying like, oh, they have moments where it's not the hardest thing in the world, but they do it well. And there's, like I said a minute ago, I mean, I'm a Rhythm X alumni, but I'll say when something's good and I like it, no matter who it is. And I dig the book this year.
Yeah, I like it.
I like what they're doing.
And they use the voicing and the sound effects and stuff really, really cool. I mean, they did that with the Medium show, and so that stuff's always just very intriguing. So I'll be interested to see like the full production value of it when everybody gets their shows fully out there, and hopefully at these regionals and stuff, get a little bit more in-depth view of what's going to look like in the final home stretch.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen now, I think all 5 of the top 5. We reacted to Pulse, RCC, Mystique now. We've seen X in the lot now from the videos we put out yesterday. And then we've seen some Broken City too. Like, if I had to say, like, my top 3 right now would probably be X, Mystique, and Pulse. I don't know the order because I need to watch their shows as they exist now on the floor with it from a good vantage point. But in terms of just like clarity
If we're
from
just
these
talking like
videos,
musicality and like playing wise for ensembles, I would agree with that.
Those are my top 3 right
I don't
now.
know the order.
And I'm even taking clarity into account a little bit too with that statement, not just compositionally. Like, who's the cleanest now? I think those three would be my top three, and then you'd have Broken City and RCC in some order for 4 or 5.
Probably would have RCC slightly over, probably a slight edge.
Yeah, probably. I'd probably get behind that statement too. All right.
But I'm anxious to check out some more. I know there's been a few small clips popping up, people sending us stuff like United, some other groups, GMU, things like that. So we'll have to dive in as much as we can.
Yeah, I think the plans are still before finals. We're going to react to still Infinity, United, X, Broken City. Who else is there in Independent World? GMU.
GMU. I haven't seen anything of Matrix.
I haven't either. So we'll react to Matrix if anything ever shows up. Like, so those like six more videos after this one come in, and then there's a couple high schools, Etowanda, Chino Hills,
Ayala.
Dartmouth, Ayala. Mm-hmm. We might combine some of those into the same video just due to upload amount of time between now and finals, or do a couple of them after finals for the high school groups. We'll see. But bunch of stuff still planned in the next. What do we have? Like a month and a half left of the season. That's it. Like seven weeks.
April 22nd.
Okay, it's like 7 weeks. We have like 7 weeks and change left. So we're already like what? Coming up on halfway done?
Yeah, man. March is right around the corner. Getting into regional season.
Yep.
I know the California regional. There was a Trumbull, Connecticut. So just kicking them off now.
Yep. So Facebook, Instagram, comment, like, subscribe. Did you like what we said today? Didn't like it? Agree, disagree? Are we dumb? Are we smart? The usual. Subscribe on YouTube. Check out the podcast, and we'll see everybody in the next one.
Peace.